around January, late January 1982, he made a significant breakthrough on what is now new OTA, Truth Revealed. And it was at that time that he found the primary cause for amnesia on the whole track, as he mentioned in that Ron's journal, RJ39, I think it is. That opened up to him significant stretches of track that were previously unavailable and or in some cases not even known about. Now I'm going to show you right now. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the audience, but as this is being televised, I'm going to show it to the camera so that later, if you see a tape of this, you can then see what I'm displaying. I have here a worksheet from one of his sessions in later 1982. This makes up now what is OT10 character. Now I've Xeroxed this worksheet, and in so doing I took the liberty of blocking out a section above what I want to show you and a section below. When you do OT10, you'll thank me, and you'll understand. I hope that's clear there. This block that you can see consists of series of numbers. 3 numbers, comma, another 3 numbers, comma, and it's about, well, it's 12 down and it's 15 across. This there is a date. Yeah. I wanted to show you the significance, the magnitude of the research he's done these last 6 years. This level took him 2 years. Well, in that 2-year period, he did OT9, orders of magnitude, and OT10, character. Around about summer 1984, he said at that time that he would not be able to, that he would soon come to a point, and he knew approximately where it was, but there were things intervening from where he was to where he knew he would find this phenomena that in which he would have to discard the body and do it completely free from encumbrances. This was in summer of 1984. As we approached the end of the year, he was just about there, discovered something else, called it off, went on into finishing this, went back with rear view mirrors to then complete, finalize, and polish up what he had been doing since 1980, these advanced levels, and then proceeded on until he got to that point. And then on January 19th, he stated that this was it. And he then handled in session those things that were necessary so that he could completely sever all ties. All ties. Which, by the way, is research in itself, because we now know what those ties are because he wrote it up. And then on January 24th, he laid down in his bed and he left. And that was it. And the attorneys were notified, and the rest is as Mr. Cooley described. During that week from the 19th to the 24th, he knew I would be, at some time or another, addressing you Scientologists, and he expressly stated that I was to tell you that there was to be no grief, no mourning. Because he asked, I told him that of course I would say that, and he said, do you think there will be some anyway? I said, quite possibly. And he reiterated it. He said, well, you tell him, don't let there be even the remotest possibility that some will try to unintentionally invalidate themselves. They know they're not a body. Don't let them be confused. Is that agreed? Yeah. Excellent. Second thing I want to mention is that for the first time since 1980, was the management of the church able to be totally, completely weaned from his having to take over and straighten things out. Completely. What that produced was it allowed him to do his own hat. The third thing I want to mention is what's going to happen to the tech. That's easy. Firstly, there's existing materials. So what happens to the tech is it stays exactly like it is. With one exception, is that currently, for some time, for 3-4 years, there's been an exhaustive search for those issues that got sandbagged through somehow or another. And what we're doing is checking them against LRH's tapes. He gave conferences and briefings. His words are there. Those things that came off his typewriter, those things that were written under his own hand, and dispatches and notes that were written by Commodore's messengers, which can actually be verified, to completely sort out the wheat from the chaff, the truth from the crap. And you've seen some of these in the past years. We're coming right down to the road on that, and there's going to be just a little bit more, because luckily those alleged Thetans involved haven't been with us in a number of years, and so we're almost at the end of that. By the way, the percentage of that, get the idea of all the tapes, all the books, all the policy letters, all the bulletins, all the films, all the writings, all the collected works. Just get that idea, just one copy each. Get the idea of how much that would be, what kind of space that would consume. Among that now, it would probably fill this stage. Among that now are the ones that we're weeding out, which would amount to, I would say, about that much. It's insignificant. That's the existing tech. What I'm saying is 99.99999 stays. Now, the new stuff. OT8 is completely written up and currently in the hands of international management, as you know. What's going to happen is Senior CS Int, Ray Mithoff, has promised me that he's full bore on finishing his solo knots, and he's going to be the first one to do it, and I'm going to CS it. And at that time, Ray will, possibly even before he's done with it, we'll have a few of the other CSs in. First priority being the ship's crew who are necessary to deliver this. And hopefully that will dovetail with management's current effort to get the ship, and when the sea trials are done, any refit necessary, any corrections fully complemented, fully trained, then off it goes. It is christened, and OT8 is delivered. That's done. OT9 and OT10 are also written up, finished. There are several other OT levels that it is my job to compile. It consists of taking what he has written and putting it essentially in paragraph form, adding the appropriate HCOB references that entail that go along with the auditing necessary to do this particular level, and they'll be released in due course. We have materials that are in this form in a thick sheaf of notes per folder of OT11, OT12, OT13, and so forth, and then about a stack this high to be sorted out for subsequent OT levels. We also, by the way, have the OT level that is going to be done immediately after every Thetan discards his or her body. He wrote that up before he went. Now, don't take that as an invitation, because you don't get it till you're through with the OT level before it. But know that when it's time, the tech is there, so you're not left with what do I do now, or even having to figure it out for yourself. It's there. That will be written up right away, if we have that, word for word, and it'll be archived and made safe, and it will be eventually available at FLAG and other AOs, and people will be allowed to come into AOLA before they discard it, read the materials, check out on them, be word cleared, demo, so you know it. Now you know it. Now you're ready for when it happens. He finished his job. There's not much else to say except that what he came to do, he did. Now that he's out there, now he embarks upon his further OT research at a completely new level. That's exactly what he's doing now.